Here is my story why I learned tax preparation. Welcome. All right. Welcome every one of you to today's training for tax preparation. We'll be training today. We'll be doing head of household status entries for the W-2s. Then after that, we'll do the married filing jointly, married filing separately, and the surviving spouse, which we used to call widow or widower. So yeah, but at the moment, I just want to tell you a little story why I started doing taxes. Why did I do taxes? When I came to the United States more than 20 years ago, I always owed the IRS. Every time there was nobody from our community actually that I knew of at the moment, at that time, that was doing taxes. And I always owed, and nobody ever told me why I was owing. And because usually what we used to do is we would take the W-2s once we get them from our employers, or when I got them from my employer, I would take it to a certain guy. I think he was a CPA. I would leave it in his office, then leave it in the office, pay him $70. That's how much he was charging. Pay him $70. Then, and that's it. Then the next thing I will see is a letter from the IRS, saying that you are owing this amount of money. So I used to fear the IRS. I used to fear a lot about the taxes. And because of that, I decided I'm going to learn this thing. I cannot continue in fear. I don't like fear. And when I am in fear, I try to look for a solution. So I decided I'm going to look for a solution, and I'm going to learn how to do taxes. So fortunately for me, a guy called me and told me, hey, there's this guy, he's doing taxes, and he went to this place. That's where he learned, and he made some money. And money also is a motivation to me. So not only just fear is a motivation, and also money is a motivation. So when I was told about the kind of money he was making also, I was like, oh yeah, I like that. So I was told where to go. I didn't know where to go, but after I was told, now I knew where to go for training. I went for that training. I worked for that company for a year. And after that, now I decided, hey, I'm going to go on my own, and do taxes. And the first year when I did for 40 clients, oh my goodness, that was incredible. I felt so good, doing for 40 clients. I was able to help them and explain to them what is going on, why they are owing or why they are getting back a refund. I would teach them, and I would train them, tell them why they are doing so. It's not just a matter of them bringing the paperwork to me, but I would explain to them, so that the next year, actually, most people, every year, anybody that came to me every year, the next year they would get a lot more, because I would tell them and show them how they are supposed to withhold much more. So the next year, that same year, before I finished that same year of 40, I think this guy who was a CPA, he heard about me and he told me, hey, can we join hands together and, we form a company? Then we can, I will pay for the office. You do the taxes, because the guy didn't know. He was a CPA, but he didn't know how to do individual taxes. Apparently, I think when you're doing CPA, they don't teach you that. They teach you business taxes. But he knew how to do business taxes. So I also told him, hey, you have to teach me also the business taxes. So I showed him how to do individual taxes, and he also taught me how to do the business taxes. But apparently he didn't do them himself. I'm the one who was doing for people. He rented an office where we were paying like $600 back then in Georgia, on the road, Powers Ferry Road. That's where we had an office. I think Tony and Daniel can remember, but Daniel may not remember. He was too small. Powers Ferry Road. So yeah. So, and we had, at that year, I also got a secretary. I was paying the secretary kind of like either per hour or something. I can't remember exactly. we named our company, we named it Safari Tax Service LLC. And that year we made quite some good money. But the CPA told me now, after we are done with the taxes, we did for over 300 people, 300 people. That is me, actually. I'm the one who did it, who did the taxes. I also showed the secretary how to do it. And, she also helped me how to do them. Maybe she did like 10 of them. But the rest, I'm the one who did. Then the guy took 60, actually over 60% of whatever we made. He said, oh, let's even break the company. Now, when I saw, I can make money with this. So I decided, no, I'm not going to. Okay, he decided he went ahead and actually broke the company. But I decided to name my company, just change some few words there. And I named my company. And as you can see here, you can see Safari Tax Solution Inc. That was not the first name. The first name was Safari Tax Financial Services. That's what I went with for maybe 2 or 3 years. Then after that, I named it Safari Tax Solutions Inc. And we were able to help a lot of people with their taxes, prepare their taxes, teach them about taxes, how you're supposed to withhold, and all that. So yeah. And now we have an office in Georgia, and we also have an office here in Washington, Seattle. And yes, so that is the way it is. So otherwise, right at the moment, we are going to go ahead and start on the head of household. So let me see. All right. Tony, do you see anybody else that has come in?
Yeah, I see Faith is coming as well.
Oh, Faith. Welcome, Faith.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hi. So how are you, Faith?
I'm good, thanks.
You're good. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. And I can't see your video. That's why I can't see you. You need to put your videos on so that I can know
This is my appearance for tonight.
All right. You're looking good. You're looking good. Welcome.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So yeah, I want to see your videos. Guys, I don't want to be talking by myself. I'm thinking I'm all by myself in this Zoom. Okay. So, all right. So we are going to see what we went to. We'll recap on what we did on Thursday. We started on this return here. And client data. I think the only thing we were able to do was the client data thing. We filled it. We entered the Social Security. Tony and Daniel, you were not here. We entered the Social Security. Tony, you understand yourself. We have been doing this with you for several years. How many years now, Tony?
Well, I started putting in W-2s when I was like, 16, 17?
Oh,
no, maybe 7, 17, maybe.
17, that's almost 13 years. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah. And I started on I was with the new system, TaxWise, or system, TaxWise. It was TaxWise, yeah.
Oh, you are with TaxWise. Wow.
Yeah, that was like the early one.
That was many years ago. That was almost what? Join the course to unlock all the detailed guidance and resources. Have you heard of a 1031 exchange? We have that in the CASHPAP tax course too. In the full program, I walk you through every screen, every entry, and every credit, exactly the way I have helped clients for over 2 decades. If you are ready to finally file your own tax return with confidence, accuracy, and support, then I would love to guide you inside CASHPAP Academy. Thank you for watching. Remember, at CASHPAP Academy, we don't just make money, we make sense of it.